Welcome to a new week of Motivation Monday. Every week I try to bring you some information, some inspiration, and ultimately some motivation to try to either move your body or just to invest in yourself, to take some rest, or whatever it looks like for you, to make sure that you are loving your life and doing it the best way you can. So here we are, a new week. And this week we're going to be discussing self-discipline, or lack of, or how to create self-discipline. I know that you know that I know that everything we kind of want to achieve that involves, involves practice and time, really ultimately requires self-discipline. And yet, I don't know about you, but in my life, that's the one thing that I know I'm not great at. I will always choose the easiest option, the laziest option, the warmest option. And that really frustrates me about myself. I don't know about you, but I guess you might be similar to me. You might think, I know that that's where I want to be. I know that I need to do this every single day, or I need to do this 5 times until I can get there. And then it comes to it and you just can't bring yourself to do it, or you just forget, or whatever. And really, we all know that that is down to the skill of self-discipline. So, how on earth do we create self-discipline, and why don't we have it already? If it's so important to our life, why is it not there? Now, I don't know about you, about your grandparents or your great-grandparents or even your parents, that they probably told you that in their day they had more discipline, they did more often and right, and we don't. I think the reason why they had more self-discipline, if they did, was because they had less choice. We are now completely overwhelmed with choice. This is totally embarrassing, but I can't even make a choice at a restaurant. I have to ask my husband to pick something off the menu for me because I'm petrified of ordering the wrong thing. I would rather be able to blame him for picking the wrong thing, or just literally can't get below my short list of 10 things off the menu. So, that is just another example of how much choice we've got. We've been given the choice we're now told that we can go and get a job that we love instead of a job that we need. We're told to try this, do this, sign up to this, or if you don't like it, try this, and there's just so many things that are required of us that, we probably either just get overwhelmed and we choose nothing, or we try 20 things and then are therefore also overwhelmed. So the overwhelm of choice, I am definitely going to use as the blame for the lack of self-discipline in our current generation. But I do believe with everything that we can practice and we can do things better, and we've got control over our mind and bodies, and so therefore we can generate some self-discipline. So just like everything in life, genuinely everything, and this is another thing I think we've kind of lost the art of, we need to practice. We need to practice being happy. We need to practice saying nice things. We need to practice saying good things about ourselves. We need to practice saying hello to people. We need to practice smiling in the street. We need to practice. And I don't know about you, but I practice so much things in high school and school that kind of when I hit my adult age, I was like, I'm not practicing everything. I'm just going to blag it all and it will be great. And there's been some good things and there's been some not so good things. So practice is definitely something that is underestimated. And I definitely think that self-discipline practice is definitely underestimated. But it can be something that we can look forward to doing rather than a drag. So the best way I have found to create self-discipline for a certain task is to practice it. And what that means, what that looks like for me, is every single time I've got a choice. I can either watch Netflix or I can go for a run. I can go out with my friends or I can get an early night. Whatever I've committed to doing, but then I'm faced with an alternative option, I have the quiet couple of moments in my mind, and I know you do too, even if it's subconscious, and you decide the pros and the cons of doing both. But what I want to do is I want to try and give you this skill where you can stop before you approach the pros and the cons, and you just say to yourself, what if I just ... Now, I know that sounds really cheesy or small or whatever, but it was so powerful for me, and I actually have really accomplished quite a lot through this practice. So every single time I would find myself thinking, you know, I tried to build a business on the side of my business, so a side hustle business of a business, and it meant I had to work at night time. And every night I just want to go to bed. I am not a night person, but I just said to myself, what if you just did this one night? Okay. Now, then there's two options there. I either say, what if you just do this one night? And I basically trick myself into believing that it will just be this one night, and I just go forth and I just do it anyway. Or I say, what if I just do this one night and it turns into something bigger than that? And I realize that I start to think about, what if I just did this one night, and then the next night and this next night, and then I have this vision of what it will look like, and it's something I could get excited about. So that's something that you can take on. So the next time you are faced with an option to do the thing that you know you ought to do, or the thing that you want to do, just say to yourself, what if I just did it? You know, because quite often we're saying to ourselves, but I just want to do this, but we never say to ourselves, what if I just did this one time? And then you will either get tricked into doing that every single time, and then it will become a practice, and it will become a habit, and then it will actually become discipline. Or you say to yourself, what if I just do this one time? And then you're faced with this amazing, exciting vision in front of you. So for example, taking my business into perspective here, what if I just did this one night of hard work? And then instantly in my mind, I'm like, well, then I could build this business that changed people's lives and that reached people's phones and got them off the couch, things like that. And then I would get excited about that. And that would almost trick me into doing the discipline as well. So there's two different things, but it's really just rooted into that one sentence. What if I just did it today? What if I just did this one thing today? You're not worrying about all the things that you're not doing. You're not worrying about all the other times that you're going to be faced with that choice. You are just thinking about this one time, this one choice that you've got in front of you. And you can then begin to dream. If it is about exercising, you can then think about, how's my body going to feel afterwards? But if that's even just too much work, you just say to yourself, what if I just went today? What if I just did 100 squats? What if I just text a friend today? Whatever it is for you, you just say that each time, and quite often your mind shifts from what you don't want to do to what you do want to do, and you turn it on its head, and it suddenly becomes something that you have to do to something you want to do. And that is ultimately my method for creating self-discipline, and it has worked for exercise, it has worked for my business, it has worked for the things that I don't particularly love doing in terms of being a mother. And, you know, it's so small, but really you can't underestimate the power of it. Because if every single time you just say, I'm just going to do this one thing, you are practicing it. And if you can do that practice a certain amount of times, according to your body, it will become something that isn't a choice anymore. It'll become a habit. And when habits get stacked up, they become disciplines. And you can go from being the person that says, and I hear it all the time, oh, I'll never be a gym goer, I just can't make it happen, to somebody that just goes, oh yeah, just goes to the gym after work and then I go and do the stuff I want to do. You know, that's two huge things there, and don't underestimate it. What if you just did that one thing that you have been avoiding today? What would the outcome be? And I bet it will come quicker than you telling yourself that you'll do it tomorrow. Okay, I would love to know if this works for you. So if you do have anything that you're trying to build the self-discipline of, then implement that and let me know how you get on. And I would love to know all the weird ways that you're doing it. I hope this has been helpful for you this week. I hope this week is just full of adventure and energy, and preferably a little bit of exercise. And, you know, go out there and smile at someone and make someone else's day, and I promise you, you will be more motivated to do your things tomorrow. All right, have a great one, and I will see you next week.